We're going to have some fun looking at photographic AI tools, as well as talking a little bit tonight about how we can use AI to streamline your business. You may know that Jim, am a avid photography enthusiast, and you may know that I am also very passionate about business, and I have loved my business Better Photo for the past 28 years. And a big part of its enduring success has been my interest in automation. I love to find ways that make the process more efficient. And I've always looked for those tools that help streamline the processes so that there's no extra motion, no extra movement. In addition to allowing people to interact on the website and to generate their own content, that has been a key to my success, is automating. So let's play around today with the AI tools. And as we get going, I'm just going to type a little hello. If you're listening right now, go ahead and put in the chat your favorite AI tool. And if you're brand new to this, just put in I'm new. But if there's some tool that you're using a lot for AI, let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. First, let's talk about photography. What you're looking at here is an image generated by Midjourney. So when it comes to making images with AI, you can use ChatGPT, which incorporates the tool is called DALL-E, D-A-L-L-E. And that is a great tool for making images. It can look a little cartoony or a little painterly. So if you want more photorealistic images, you can first try ChatGPT and DALL-E and just say, make it photorealistic, and it will make it more photorealistic. However, if you want to go even further, I recommend going to Midjourney. And news has just gotten so great for you if you're beginning, because in the very recent past, like days ago, not even more than a week ago, if you were going to go to Midjourney, it was a very steep learning curve to navigate through the Discord. There was a lot to do to set it up, and I'm so delighted that the people at Midjourney must have really listened to people talking about that problem, and they streamlined it magnificently. So now, if you go to midjourney.com and just get started, you're going to see an interface like this. This is one of 4 images that I created when I was looking to create something that just showed photographer having fun, photographers enjoying shooting out in nature. I'm trying to get rid of this little harp bar, but it's not going away. So let's just go back to Midjourney here. And I can look at other images that I created. And I can compare the different ones, or I can X out of this whole thing. I'm going to refresh this to see if those broken images appear correctly. Yes, they do now. This is a much simplified and streamlined interface for Midjourney. So I recommend that you play with it. And when you go to play, you just right at the top, you're going to type in what you would like to create. And you can play with whatever you would like to create. Let's have some fun right now. Let's just say create an image. And I'm just going to copy and paste some of this stuff from here so I don't have to type as much of it. I like to say photorealistic and sometimes even say hyper realistic. And you can also, of course, play with all sorts of styles if you want to try something else, like make an image like Monet or Van Gogh or Picasso. You can play with that as well. And you can try, try paper art. You can have a lot of fun trying different artistic styles. Most of the time, though, I'm going for something that looks as photorealistic as possible. And that just keeps getting better and better in the AI. And that's one thing to remember, again, just like we've talked about with ChatGPT and other language generators, the photo generators are getting better all the time, meaning this is the worst they're going to be. It's just going to get better from here. So let's say, let's create a photorealistic photo, hyper-realistic of a, what's some of our favorite things? I'm going to say a river otter playing in a backyard. I don't have any idea how this is going to go. Plastic blue pool. Okay, and I can give it many more details if I want, but for the sake of time, let's just play with that at this point. And it's creating 4 images for us to work with. And then from there, we can look at each 4 and we can decide if we want to try different variations of that, or we can try and upscale one particular image. Or if we just need something for a web post right away, we can just take one image right now. And it's kind of neat to see it coming together here. And as you look through the images, the kind of things that I look for right away, oh my God, I think I love the third one right away. But just looking at it one at a time, that's so cute. And it looks pretty darn good. I can enlarge it a little bit. I can go to the next one. And I'm just using the arrow keys to surf through. But this is the one that I thought would be the cutest, and I kind of love it. I love the water is frozen in midair. That river otter is having a ball. That one's kind of cute too. They're all nice in their own way, but this one I love the activity. So like I said, I can take this one and just download it and play with it, or I can go and say, I want to make this be the one that I vary, and I can vary it subtly, or I can vary it strong. And I'm going to go ahead and say strong. And now I'm going to have even more choices if that one was so close, but not quite right. One other thing that I want to talk about today when it comes to creating images is often, especially with DALL-E and ChatGPT, maybe because it loves language, it just can't help itself, and it will not stop itself from putting words on your photos. Even if you say, no words, I do not want any words, and often I'll say, just put symbolic imagery only, no words, and it will still sneak some words in there. Why am I telling it not to put any words? Because very often, all too often, it gets the words wrong. It spells them wrong, it gets them mangled. Because again, it's not actually like copying and pasting a graphic with perfect type on it. It is actually forming those words, which is pretty miraculous when you think about it. I was listening to one of the godfathers of AI, we'll call him, just about a week ago, and he was talking about the first time that he saw the first image being made of just a simple number 7. And that was so exciting for him, and it was so crude compared to what we have now. But when he saw that 7 being crystallized, he just knew that all of this would be possible. There was a huge breakthrough. And the same thing is happening when letters are being made. They're just being created in the image generator, and so they can get them wrong. And so you'll see things being done a little bit off, and you just want to watch for that. I look at the hands when I'm doing people. I look at the faces when I have like lots of people, and often things will be a little off, and sometimes it will be acceptable. It won't be too bad, but other times you'll just be like, oh, this is going to be too distracting. So now I have 4 variations of this image, and they're all kind of cute too, but I kind of like that first one. So I would go back to that one. But my whole point of talking about the text was, if I were to come in here, let's just actually try it. Let's try it out now and demonstrate it live for you here. I'm going to go into this one, and I'm going to take this prompt, and I'm just going to start a new one, and I'm going to say, create a photo image, hyper-realistic, of a river otter. Let's say super sharp, because that was the one thing that was a little bit to be desired of that one word splashing. Playing in a backyard plastic pool, and to get that again, water splashing and frozen in midair with a super fast, we'll call it super fast shutter speed. Okay, but the real point that I want to be, and then say, include a cute thought bubble saying, I love summer. And, you know, and we'll say, and another cute thought bubble. And another cute thought bubble saying, I don't want to go back to school. And let's just see, want to go back to school. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing this, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. It may just be fantastic. But I want to share with you that this is often where it gets into muddy waters. And like I said before, if you're using ChatGPT or DALL-E, it will often put images with words on there and they'll be wrong. And you could take that image into something like Canva and just write over the image, write over the words part, just put a little block and then put actually crisp type over it. But that's a little extra step. So here, let's see. Okay, I love summer. I don't want to summer. See, so it's a little off. It's close, but a little off. And down in the back corner, it says, I don't want to go back to school. So that's right. But it's funny, that back corner, it's almost like a little logo. It's like it's including it almost as like just a little copyright imprint. I don't want, that one didn't write, I don't want to go, this I see underneath to go back to school because it's forgetting the A in the word back. And I love summer. See, it gets them a little off. I don't summer. And I don't want to school. So this isn't quite working. So let's take this exact prompt and let's try going back to a different drawing board. So like I said, we're in Midjourney here and you can have so much fun. And I didn't open this up, so it might take a moment, but let's open it up. Go ahead and open it up here. And what I'm looking for is ideogram. And I love this tool. I've been having a lot of fun with this tool. You can see in their gallery, they have lots of crazy good imagery. But the thing that I really like is it seems to do a fantastic job with type. So let's just play around here. Let's look at my images. You'll see some images that I've tried to do. A bunch of photographers having fun in a community. And one thing I've noticed when I try to have it do a bunch of people, a group of people, it tends to pack too many people into the photo. So maybe I can just adjust that with a better prompt, and I'll try that later. But for right now, I want to create something. And I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to paste in the exact same thing that we did there. A photorealistic photo, hyper-realistic of a super sharp river otter playing in the backyard, blah, blah, blah. It's everything that we wanted to say. And I could click here, realistic. Auto is fine though, since I say photorealistic, hyper-realistic a couple times. I could change the format. Right now, it would normally be set to that format 16 by 9, like what we just saw with the group of people. But I'm going to go ahead and go one by one, just so we can compare them more with the Midjourney images that were created. Do I mind if they're in the public? Yeah, I don't mind at all at this place. I can have a predefined color palette, but I'm going to go ahead and go with auto, and I'm going to generate. So let's see what happens here in this other tool, working with those thought bubbles and words. Again, it may be inaccurate. I have seen sometimes where it's off a little bit, but I've seen much greater text clarity and accuracy here at Ideogram. So right there off the bat, I love summer. I don't want to go, oh, it's so close. I want to go act to school. That might be close enough. It looks a little bit like a stuffed animal or a carved river otter made out of wood. So we're going to go back and we're going to see. Um, I love summer. I don't want to go back to school. The text is right. We got the text right. We got the text right. So this shows, that you can try different tools and play around with different ones, and they're going to have some different techniques. Now this though, it is so interesting how it got this right, but the images look a little plasticky or fake. The river otters, they look more like a sculpture in the garden. So I did say photorealistic, and we tried that before to just put it in the prompt. But let's go ahead and come back here and say realistic. And let's just see what it does for the fun of it to see if it will create something that is the perfect balance of these two fields, these two objectives that we have. Getting a really photorealistic image and then having great words as well. 84% complete. Color is the last to come in, and there we go. Okay, and this one down here again is super fake looking. Um, and oh, there's some water being captured there. I like that. That's probably my favorite out of all these, and it is still a little shiny, a little bit looks like either a plastic sculpture or a wood sculpture, but I would still say, hey, that might be quite fun. So here I could take this one and say download as 100% high quality. Now, if you play, you can do this for free at Ideogram or Midjourney. You can play and try things out. At Ideogram, you can do the JPEG as an output, and it's like they say about 70% the quality. When I was doing it, it was perfectly fine. The only reason why I went ahead and got a paid subscription was I wanted to be able to create more images. I was going crazy with it. I was like, okay, I'm having a lot of fun. And then as a side benefit, I really enjoyed coming back and I really enjoyed coming back and playing with the ping, the highest quality, as a side extra benefit there. Okay, got my brain going again here. Let's just, for fun, try one more thing. We can try design, and then as that's working, I'm going to come back here, and on this one, I'm going to take away the hyper-realistic, the photorealistic, and say create a paper art image of a river otter playing in a backyard pool, Thought Bubble Center. So let's just try this as a fun version, and let's go back to Ideogram. And we have a lot more activity with this otter now that I said, create something with design. Interestingly, that's an interesting interpretation that it went into something that that water is really interesting it's almost photorealistic and it's almost designerly. And then we come back here. What I love though is I have a lot more choices where the words look great. And again, I can come back and try some with anime. I could try some with different styles, but let's just take a look here at the Midjourney to see what we got when we said paper art. I don't want to go school. That's close. I love summer. That's very close. So let's take a look at the other options. Now this is kind of what I was expecting, more flat art. And it almost just, look at the tail of this river otter. It looks like it's flat, like it's almost a paper creation like you'd see in a fold out book. Let's see what else we have here. I love summer. I don't want to go back to school. I love summer. I don't want to go back to back. But still, what I'm really looking at is, look at the plastic of that pool. Look at the river otter itself. So you can have a lot of fun playing with different styles and seeing what you can come up with Um, instead of paper art creation, let's create a let's create a Picasso. Um, and I'm going to reiterate here, be Picasso, and just try that out. Let's have some fun and just see. I haven't tried this, obviously, with a river otter with little cartoon bubbles. So we'll see what it does. And then I'd like to talk to you after this. We spent some time playing, talking about image creation. I'd like to talk to you about what I did today in my business and how we can use AI to automate and streamline our business processes. So this is interesting. It doesn't, to me, look like Picasso. I probably would need to really go in there and give it a lot more specific instructions. These are going back into the ones we had before. So today I had this idea. I have a daily newsletter that I send out, and I love this newsletter, Photo of the Day. It highlights, it features, it spotlights, it showcases a fantastic photo from the Better Photo Contest. And it is so fun to be inspired by these photos, and it's so fun to share this inspiration with others. So I have a lot of fun with this particular newsletter. I have an adjacent newsletter. Every day we send out also a gem of the day, which is a similar beautiful photo, and the photographer has taken the extra time to add text to it. Now, who knows what they're going to be able to do in the future, but right now they take the image into something like Canva or Photoshop or Lightroom, and they add text to the photo in a post-processing photo editing program, and they pick some inspiring quote, something that will uplift or encourage or make us smile or humor that makes us laugh. And those photos also get, we designate them as the judges are judging the contest. They keep an eye out for those photos and they flag them when they see them, and we put them into these newsletters. There is room for improvement. I'm a big believer in constant and never-ending improvement. And in this newsletter that we put out, there's room for improvement. This is what it looks like right now. There's a lot of text, and it's text on white, and then the photo, which is a beautiful photo by one of our members, Terry Corpola. And then this one got into a Better Photo Contest finalist, so there's an award badge under it, and some links like to go comment on the photo. Then some more text from me encouraging people to join the Better Photo Forum. And then there's more text about making sure that your images, your emails are whitelisted, and saying, hey, if you want to enter, if you want to get this designation of winning a photo of the day, all you have to do is go enter the contest. And our judges will look for outstanding photos. They go through 7 rounds of judging all the photos. But as they go, if they see one that just jumps out like, oh my God, this is fantastic, they mark that as a photo of the day candidate. So there's a lot of text here, a lot of white space. So I thought, hey, what if I use this AI tool that I really love called websim.ai and come over here to it and use it to imagine a different version. Now, for some reason, just before I started this live stream, it was really delaying, so it's not coming up. So you can go to websim.ai yourself and start playing around and try to create a website and just see if you love to code, because you will need to take the programming that it offers and tweak it a little bit. But it's really good, clean code. It's not like in the old days where we'd use like Dreamweaver and it would produce all this extra stuff that we'd have to then clean out of it. And some other things were way worse than even Dreamweaver. But this is a nice, clean code. But I used it to create this. So here is the new version of the photo of the day. Nice, white, and clean up the top. We're going to have some announcements up at the top, but then the photo is just beautifully spotlighted in the middle by itself with the black background and then the designation. And I just cleaned it up. I straightened things. I made it a little bit simpler. And then I'm going to also include a daily challenge for those who are really interested in making more photos. Perhaps they'll find that little inspiration. They don't have to find that inspiration every single day unless they want to. But if like 3 times out of the week they see something there that goes, oh yeah, I could go do that, grab their camera, go have fun, upload the photos to Better Photo and share them. I'm hoping that this will help people get out, have fun, be inspired. That's our whole mission at Better Photo, is to help people enjoy inspiration and be creative, because we find that that's when all of our worries go away. We forget about our concerns. We get into the moment. We get out of our head, just taking pictures, having fun. And we want to encourage others to have that joy as well. But I just wanted to share that with you, that using that tool WebSim, I came up with a few different designs, tried a few and tweaked a few, and then went back to the drawing board to get this one, and then tweaked it some more. You know, I added this area down here to have I realized we are always going to want to have our very well-deserved contest winning badges under, and a little link to go, you know, like and comment. The same thing happens if you click on the photo. It will go to the photo enlargement page of Better Photo, where people can then comment underneath the photo or give it a heart, or you can go see all of the photos of the day. So I'm going to just take this code, and as we wrap up this live stream today, I'll also talk to you a little bit about where I ran into some walls, some temporary obstacles. I was so hoping that I could just have full success and achievement today, but I got to a point where, okay, this is a good day's work and I have to allow myself to be flexible and move on. My original intent was to take this process that takes me time every day, which is not a big deal, but the real problem is that some days I forget. I just get caught up in other priorities, other activities, and I forget to do this process. I've set alarms for myself. I've set daily calendar reminders. I have the tabs open up in one of my 6 browsers that are open up at any time practically, because I have 3 computers and 2 browsers on each and too many tabs on each. Sometimes I forget. And that is the real downfall. That is the obstacle or the failure that we need to rectify. And I was thinking that I would really be able to do that if I used AI. You're familiar, likely you may have played with ChatGPT, and if you haven't, I recommend that you go ahead and play with it. Just give it a try today. Just go and start you know, asking it questions and conversing back and forth. And most people who have played with AI have played with ChatGPT, but a lot of people haven't heard of, or if they have heard of, they haven't started playing with agents. Agents are the next iteration, and they are taking like what you could do with something like ChatGPT or Claude, or Elon Musk has Grok 2. You take what you can do with that and you stitch together a whole bunch of processes like that, maybe having your user input or your approval, your decisions at key points throughout the process, but you stream a bunch of things together into a workflow, and this is the next level. This is where we're actually getting something to maybe even work while we sleep. Can you imagine waking up in the morning and already, say if you're in sales, already you have your sales emails written and all you have to do is approve them and send them off. You have your scripts if you produce videos. You have all your ideas maybe. Maybe it's done research overnight on different ideas and you can just quickly glance. What would it feel like if you got up in the morning and you were debriefed like the President of the United States? You were just like debriefed and ready to go. You had everything all done for you during the wee hours of the night. Wouldn't that be awesome? And there are many more levels of agents in the works. I love listening to the thought leaders and the the I don't know what to call them because they're way beyond thought leaders in this industry, talking about what's coming next on the different versions of AI and how it will help us streamline things. Don't be too worried about, AI taking over your job. That's not going to happen. It's going to be people using AI. So become one of the people using AI. Exercise that muscle. Start learning at every little moment that you can. Like when I started Better Photo back in 1996, I had a full-time job, and so I just worked on Better Photo in the evenings and weekends. If that's all you can do, I highly recommend that you do it. Really. Start playing around because you want to be one of the people that are very flexible and conversant and literate in AI possibilities. So we're going to play with those things every moment that we can. And then there's going to be these processes, these agents, some call them assistants, that work for you and go through processes for you. I was hoping that I would be able to fully automate this process. And I used two great tools to attempt. But once again, I ran into roadblocks. The two that I used were, one is called MindPal, and I still recommend it. I'm still playing with it, but it's difficult. And it might be one of those cases of where we humans, we put so much energy into finding ways to not work that we end up actually putting so much work into finding ways to not work. It may be one of those cases where it really takes a lot of effort in order to learn the program. But again, I'm still a believer. I'm still someone who thinks that putting in that time of learning will pay off. It already is for me with using ChatGPT and WebSim.ai and Midjourney and Ideogram and countless other tools. This is just the next level, is building these agents that run through the process. So one I used was MindPal, MindPal. And the other one you've likely heard of, maybe you even use. I just went to Zapier after having many conversations with ChatGPT about what's possible and the different options, really really appealing to ChatGPT to help me think this through. What are my options? The ones that came to the top were those. There are other options, but those two seem to be the best. And when I was working on each of them, I ran into hurdles. So in a future live stream, I will definitely share with you when, not if, when I get this possibility worked out, when I get the thing actually working where it gives me, like, my ideal for this photo of the day is that it pulls all of this information from my database where I keep it about the photo and the photographer and the title and the description, and it works with AI to give me suggestions for photo tips, for photo news, anything like that. And then it also pulls from the database this, I've created a new thing today, this daily photo challenge. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to pull from that and use AI to suggest different extra tips, extra content. So there's always an over delivery, a jackpot of fun and information and inspiration to the subscriber. By the way, if you're not subscribed to Photo of the Day, I invite you, go to betterphoto.com and subscribe to Photo of the Day. It's a really great, fun way to get inspired every morning with your cup of coffee or cup of tea. You can see a beautiful image and decide whether you want to shoot something like that or just enjoy it and go on with your day. If you are subscribed to Photo of the Day, let's have some fun and let's see who we can share it with. I really want to invite, and that's another thing that I'm going to put into this newsletter is an easy way to refer it to someone else or to refer Better Photo. So agents are my next level. They are definitely coming fast, along with video that's coming in a much more usable way. Instead of for short bits, we're going to do higher bits and move forward. And we got a lot of fun ahead of us. But right now, if you haven't already, I recommend that you start making some graphics with ChatGPT and just see what happens. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And like one of my dear friends says, who's a fantastic photographer with many, many years of great success as a wonderful creative photographer, he says, I don't care how I create the beautiful image. If I use AI to do that, that's fantastic. If I make it in camera and then improve it with something like Photoshop, which has been using AI for a long time, and use AI in the post-processing, or if I combine forces, however it's done, I am just so passionate about making a beautiful image. If that's you, you're going to have a lot of fun playing with these kind of tools. And even if that's not you, say you're a business person and you just need an image to go with your marketing campaign. I do that all the time. You may enjoy really using something like Midjourney just to create images that are usable for your purposes. I do recommend that if you do that, keep also sprinkling in your own real images of, say, you and your team having fun, or you just out on a walk, do a selfie, or do a photo. Every once in a while, share photos of something that you really love. Like if you like to go golfing, show yourself golfing and having fun. That really humanizes and makes it real. It's so much better than using those stock photos that everybody's seen everywhere. So there it is for today. We've talked about imagery. We've talked also about streamlining our process. What I was able to do today, create a brand new look on a daily newsletter that I'm approaching the 7,000th issue. I can't even say that, but 7,000 of these have already gone out. Very soon we're going to reach that milestone. And let's have a big party and celebration when we do. And today I was able to greatly streamline the look of it. And it's a big improvement, something that will serve my subscribers way better. So have fun playing. Let's wrap it up and go out there and play with the tool of your choice right now. And I will see you next week, if not sooner. This is Jim Peak. I'll talk to you in the future. Bye for now.